The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, personal injury attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums,
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. And we got a lot to talk about tonight in regards of the NFL draft. Definitely talk about Shedeur Sanders. Me and VK gonna give our thoughts about all that stuff. We may agree on some points. We may disagree on some points. You all may disagree with me. You may disagree with VK. But hey, it's all good. Ain't no problems with it. We won't be mad with you. Everybody has their own opinion on the certain situation, and also with George Peppers, he's here too. There he is, George Peppers. You know, all clean shaven. But we're gonna talk about Shedeur. We're
And
gonna talk
worried
about
about
the
my
Saints.
facial.
What? What you say?
You worried about my facial makeup, my dog? I look good, bro. I told you I had to represent the Hash It Out Show. I'm the handsomest of the three. Y'all wish y'all could be me. I'm just talking noise,
Yeah, which you are. You are talking noise, but everybody,
but it's legit noise. What's up, VK? JB? How y'all doing?
we good,
We
man.
good,
We good.
man. We
We
good.
good,
We good.
Look,
man.
it was an adventurous weekend, was it not? In the sports world, when it comes to the draft and all the hijinks that happened. I have my beliefs and thoughts, and I will share with you explicitly and openly. Only we're not going to use the seven bad words. That's the thing. And because this weekend, and tell me I'm wrong, the temperament was very bad this weekend. It really was. When you think about what happened, frustrating as a, I don't want to go as far as saying as an American citizen, because I feel like relations amongst different ethnicities and races went back a little bit because of the passionate anti-Shador people that were coming up with concocted stories about how he doesn't have arm strength and his accuracy is in question. There's a guy, Jared, that's I'm not gonna say his name, but y'all know and I mentioned it in the chat.
Yeah,
I
don't say
mentioned
his
it in
name.
the chat.
Yeah,
I'm
don't say
not
his name.
going to. Oh no, I'm not doing the anomaly of that. He said that 80% of Shador's completions were checkdowns. So he threw for over 4,000 yards last year, right? 37 touchdowns, correct? Now, am I wrong?
No,
Okay. The Yaks, that's had to have been a world record of Yak yards after catch. For those that don't know, that had to have been a world record for yards after catch. If they're 80% checkdowns, make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. All this concoction of what happened. And look, what do I think about the Falcons' involvement? Jeff Ulrich's son, the
we'll
defensive
get to that.
coordinator's
We'll
son.
get to that later. We'll get to that
I know
later.
we will. So what are we starting with? Tyler Shuck? Because I got two jerseys
No,
in order for both of
no,
y'all.
we are not starting with Tyler Shuck at all.
We're not,
But
but you.
what?
I'm getting y'all jerseys for next season and get ready.
Yeah, you can get it all you want. I swear to God, I'm gonna throw that goddamn thing away. Nah, but anyway, since George took over the show, I mean, we didn't let
I'm not
VK
trying to do
introduce.
that, man.
We didn't let VK get a chance to introduce himself. What up, VK? Do your thing.
My dog.
What's going on, man? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hashtag Out Show on all social media platforms. George must have a lot on his mind and he's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate y'all.
Oh, by the way,
We,
it's Derby Week, VK.
oh yeah, of course. It's 2 big weeks. One, it is Derby week, and two, it is Region 23 week because the
Correct.
2025 Region 23 tournament will start on Saturday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get going. So, this was one of the most watched NFL drafts of all time. And usually I'll watch the first round and some of the second and third. But usually come day three, I don't watch rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the draft. But I was sitting down on my sofa watching rounds 4 and 5. I was. You had to go somewhere and I had it playing. Oh God. I had it
Yeah.
playing. Lord. I've never seen you with a hat on. Ever. Ever.
Now until tonight, sir.
Yeah, till tonight. Yes, indeed. Um, and I'm playing it in my car
Stand
as
up,
I'm
New
leaving.
York.
Oh Lord. Anyway, so man, to hear somebody who was supposed to be a first round pick fall all the way to the fifth round, and I'm sitting there like, oh, this some bull crap. Ain't no way Shedeur Sanders was supposed to fall all the way to the fifth round. Ain't no way. Maybe second round, but not the fifth round. Shedeur Sanders to me was the second best quarterback in this draft. Period. Period. Now, let's get to things that was supposedly said about Shedeur Sanders. Because it's a lot of reports. You go read it, this, that, this, that. Okay, is it true or is it not true? I don't know. I'm not there. But I'm going to tell you some of the things right quick. One thing that was said was when Shedeur Sanders, went to meet with teams and they would have film of him and they wanted him to point out the mistakes that he made, Shedeur would get mad and say, and supposedly he was tell them, I'm not a great fit for y'all. I won't be here. Also, um, they would show him films of bad plays he made, and they do this with all the quarterbacks. Show you the good stuff that you do and the bad stuff that you do. And when they would show him that, supposedly he would feel offended by it. He would feel offended. Also, um, a lot of NFL team executives said Shedeur treated the pre-draft visits as recruiting trips, not job interviews. Um, Also, I think if Shedeur had an agent, I think this agent could have helped guide him better if all of these accusations are true. I think an agent would have guided him better, but he didn't have an agent. Boomer Esiason came on TV, and I kind of believe him because I do think all these owners talked amongst each other once hearing things that supposedly did, and to make himself seem bigger than the team and everything. I think they did talk. I really think so. I think they did talk, and a lot of them took Shedeur off the board. As you can see, he fell to the fifth round. So, if all that is true, fellas, if all that is true, because I do think Shedeur is a little bit guilty. I do think Deion is a little bit guilty because Deion came out and did say there's some teams he just ain't going to. And people be like, Archie Manning did the same thing. Archie did, but Archie named one team that Eli wasn't going to. Deion said teams and never named them. So these teams don't even know, hey, could it be us? Da, 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 da. That is true. Um, which I think Deion shouldn't have done. I don't think you should have done that. It's bad enough that some people think your son is entitled. So, with all that I just said that happened, I think it's just um it's sad that if this is true, I hope it's not. And then a lot of people go back to the combine interview he had in front of the media where he says, if you want to change your culture, I'm the guy to pick. And people are like, oh, why would he say something like that? And I don't have a problem with what he said to that. Because to me, right there, he's sitting there saying, I'm a proven winner. And if you draft me, we're gonna win. Could he worded it different? Yeah, maybe he could have. But I feel like there was nothing wrong with that statement. Now let's move forward. As I sit here and don't know if all those speculations I said earlier are true or not. Even if they are true, honestly, didn't tell you. I would have pulled a trigger on Shedeur Sanders. Still, still. If all that's true, I'm still would have pulled a trigger, and I probably would have pulled him to the side, had a talk with him, and go on from there. Cause ain't no goddamn way that man should have fell that far. Ain't no goddamn way. Shedeur Sanders is a hell of a talent. That's a first round draft pick, and it hurt me to see him fall like that. I was not expecting that to happen. Not at all. Not at all. I'm sorry. I totally disagree with him falling. Now, back to the speculations. If it's true, people want, you know, you got to represent your team, a company, a certain way. And this is all this happen. Yeah, they're not gonna want him to represent them. They're not. Just how it is. Like he's not worried about the team. This is all a show to him. He can't represent us. No, not at all. I get it. I get it. I still would have pulled that trigger, and I just can't believe that man fell that far in the draft. And I just don't know if all these speculations are true from what I'm reading. I just don't know. It's coming out, and that's what they're saying. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. I don't know. But if all that is true, I understand it. But I would, if I'm a general manager, I would have pulled the trigger, VK.
What you're saying is a lot of very good points, and I got to tell you, it's a lot of sources I read myself too about the same thing. And looking at the whole thing, I agree with you. I don't think he shouldn't have went that. He shouldn't have slid way down there. He shouldn't have slid way down there. But all it is, I think all of it was a big old ploy because when you look at from the league, the teams, the media, and everything else. Knowing Dion had control of a lot of things in Colorado, a lot of things with access and all that stuff. People was really, really careful, especially in the media, of how they had to ask questions, how they had to approach things and all that stuff, not to really speak negative, not just for Colorado, but most importantly, his kids. So it was more like, looking at that, but then you look at what Dion said. And I listened to a couple people. I had a real thought about it, but I had to really think about it with some very reliable sources that I had to listen to. And I was like, and I had to think about that, and I was like, it makes perfect sense. Dion, I think, Dion should have played that hand a little bit. They played that hand a little bit wrong there. They really did. And the fact of the matter is, Dion should have known and should have thought about this. I'm already having this control. I already have this personality and everything else. I already have all this. But going into the league, I gotta I gotta tell my son we gotta approach this different. We gotta
Hmm.
go business, straight business, knowing that hey, we got to represent it right some way, somehow, regardless of the fact. Come in, business like, go do what you gotta do, take the criticism, whatever it is, and leave out. If you like it, you don't like it, take it, move on. Guess what? We're gonna get drafted high. So hopefully it's not true, but it could be the case because people in the league talk.
Yeah.
They talk. They
Yep.
talk, man. And that's what. But he shouldn't have fell all the way down to no fifth round at all. But it's just the fact of the matter is, I think the Sanders family played that thing wrong. Now, the good positive thing I could say about that, you got to give credit to Shedeur the time when that prank call and whatever, how he handled it. He
Mm-hmm.
handled it very, very well. And I give him a big shout out for that. And then for the family to still celebrate when they got that. See, the league tried to humble them, but give them a lot of credit, not giving them that energy that they wanted. The league and the media wanted that other kind of energy. So, with that being said, regardless of the fact he should have never slid all the way down there, is the fact is it collusion a little bit, but at the same time, is the fact I think you cannot cash a check. Sometimes your mouth can't cash a check, your butt can't cash. You have to approach things in a manner that sometimes ego got to go out the window sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
especially as in I'm gonna be honest and I thought about the R word. I'm not gonna put that into this thing, but I'm putting it in the perspective like this. If anybody's listening, myself, an African American man in this business, August August of this year, we you have the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. 2 weeks before Katrina, I started in this business. So it'll be 20 years for me. So myself as an African American man in this business, it is not easy. It is hard sledding, real hard sledding. And the biggest thing about it, and I thank my teacher and my mentor, Lynn Robertson, who really taught me about this business. And she taught me you better have tough skin in this business because there are going to be people that's going to criticize you. There are going to people. There's some things you ain't going to like, but you better take it and roll. If you can't take it, you're just the business not for you. And that's just what it is. I had to have developed tough skin from the time I started at WDSU TV to now. I took a lot. I learned a lot, and it made me become a better person and a better uh, all around journalist myself. It made me much better, and I had to teach other people more than anything else. You got to do things like I teach you, Jared. There's things sometimes we have to slid in certain ways because in the complexion we have, it's not an easy thing at all. And the thing is about looking at the whole thing, Dion should have known, even from his past, especially his draft process. You know the league wasn't about to have that again. So he should have known right then and there the line of, oh, I don't think too many teams are Dion, bro. No, that's a no-no, bro. It's a no-no. You did all you can. You did a great job putting your son in a position to be successful. But there's sometimes you got to think about things of your past and understanding there's some people that don't like you and still don't like you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to approach it in a different manner so your son won't get shut out at all. It's a shame of what happened to him and everything else, but hey, they kind of put themselves in a hole. But I'm like this: if I'm Shedeur Sanders and I'm putting this out there right now, and I don't care what anybody thinks, yeah, this is a bold statement. Shedeur, go in there, clear your mind, business like, go in there, go tear the world up. Meaning, it doesn't matter your what fifth quarterback on the. I'm like this. Go in there and go take everybody's job, including that idiot or the Deshaun Watson. Go take everybody's job. That's the next thing you need to do.
Well,
Not
he
just
will
make
be
the
competing
team,
for it. He will
not
be
just make,
competing for it.
yeah, yeah. I'm like this. Go get it. That's what I think. Go light the world up. Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco,
Kenny
who is it?
Pickett.
Kenny
And
Pickett,
Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
and also Deshaun Watson. Count your freaking days. Count it. Because if he gets it together, your jobs are gone.
I'm gonna say this before I go to George. Um, I don't think racism played a part in this one at all. I do not think so. I don't. All right, George. Now I'll go to you.
Where to start? Because you guys have really cherry picked this whole thing from jump. Now, the R word that VK references, it was used on me Sunday night on social media. And I wrote a post that said, basically, and we'll talk about that part of the draft process with the Ulrich kid and doing what he did, the prank call. And I did not elicit any racial connotations, but yet a responder who VK and I know very well. Jared, I don't think you know him, but VK, you know who I think you know who I'm talking about. He said, "Well, so you're referencing the fact that there was racism involved. I didn't infer that at all in that post. It was basically a generalized opinion from me about not so much about Shedeur falling, but about the fact that he had his moment robbed." Because that's a moment every collegiate kid dreams of that gets to the NFL. And then the NFL concocts a story saying there were numerous prank calls on the weekend. I don't believe that to save a soul. Sorry about your luck. You're not getting me to. There's a couple of things about this weekend I'm not going to believe. That's one of them. Because why were they not publicized? They said Chase Lunt, a tackle from Connecticut, got pranked.
Tyler
Um,
Warren. Tyler Warren
Tyler
got
Warren
pranked
for
on his head.
Indianapolis. Yeah,
And another
supposedly.
one. Another
I
one I
think
can't
that
think
it's,
of.
By the
there's a
same
few others, Jared.
by the same kid?
No. No.
A different kid?
No.
No. This was just scattered around, BK. It was scattered
Oh
around.
wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
but I don't see. I find it hard to believe that that really happened. And I'm not trying to blame isolationism, but and Shedeur is the most publicized of the ones that it happened, supposedly happened to. Why? He's Dion's kid. Do we not forget what Dion, when he was going through this draft process, remember, he was a two sport star.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a matter of what are you going to do? Play football or baseball? So that's where the teams had questions about him. He is flamboyant,
Yeah.
boisterous, loud, but remember, two entities were trying to get him. He was in high demand by the NFL and by Major League Baseball. Let's not forget that. Shador, I think, is the complete opposite of Dion. I don't think he has Dion's mannerisms. I know Dion has taught him, but when you watch his interviews at Colorado after games and at Jackson State after the goodness gracious, I just blanked, the Celebration Bowl when they went was it 1 year they went with him and then he
Twice.
transferred two
Twice.
times.
They lost
Okay,
both of
two
them.
times, and they lost both, heavily favored, I might add, in both those games, and they got. But you see, Shador's answer was very humble, but he was very straightforward. I have to play better. I demand more. I let my team down. So he was taking accountability.
But
So
they said he
at
didn't do
top,
that meeting these executives for the NFL. They said he didn't do that.
see, I find it to juxtapose to believe that because that would be inconsistent with what he's shown you in 4 years at Jackson State and then at Colorado. Is it his fault Colorado's defense got more holes than Swiss cheese? No.
Our
Is it
boy
his fault?
Nick says 32 people don't lie. We got this all wrong. Meaning we as the fans got this all wrong. He's saying the 32 NFL teams got it right.
See,
Mm.
I don't know about that. I feel like there's a little, I don't want to say agenda. I don't want to, but where I was going was, Shedeur in his 2 years at Colorado after Dion and them made the jump. Him, Travis Hunter, Shiloh, and Dion. Shedeur, Dion,
Mm-hmm.
Shiloh, and Travis Hunter. First year they started like a house of fire. I remember VK talking noise after they beat TCU. Told because I remember you and I, Jared, were on TCU in that opening game, and he called
Yep.
us all. He eviscerated us. He's like, I told y'all," and I was like, "I'm gonna hang this phone up and disconnect." But that's a fun story to tell. But they started 5-1 that year, and what happened? Their defense went to Swiss cheese, and they lost every game the rest of the way. This past year, they were 9-3, but their offensive line gave up a ton of sacks. Shedeur was running for his life in that offensive line. Offensive line was below par.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. The video. If we're talking about 32 NFL executives don't lie, the videotape doesn't lie, guys. It does not. Shedeur was basically, I don't want to say writing a last will and testament, but you might as well say it because there were some hard hitters coming after him every week, But they managed to win 9 games. Yes, BYU punished him in the Alamo Bowl,
Sure did.
dominated that game. They beat him. They beat the brakes off of him in the Alamo Bowl. Never close. I don't think Colorado was. Do you know Shedeur Sanders before the process started was the favorite to be picked number one?
One
Number one.
before.
He
Mm-hmm.
was the favorite on, and I'll mention it. It was one of the sports betting sites that posted pre odds, pre
Yeah.
draft odds, and he was plus 150, favored heavily to go one. All of a sudden, we hear scouts saying his arm is not strong enough, his accuracy is in question. But yet, is when you can complete 72% of your passes, throw for four bands,
He
4,000
did
plus
that.
yards, 37 touchdowns. These are facts. These are not speculation. This is not speculation. The numbers never lie. Video doesn't lie. Shedeur Sanders, when you evaluate fairly, is one of the top three quarterbacks in this draft. There are three quarterbacks that you had to have in this draft: Cam, Shedeur, Jackson, in that order. I would have made the argument that Shedeur could go ahead of Cam, but Tennessee needed a style kind of quarterback, and Cam fits what schematically what they do. Brian Callahan runs a little bit of a different offense, and Cam fits what Brian does. That's why they went that way. Now you look at who Cleveland trading out of two. I think that was the first sign of some, and I'm going to borrow a word from VK from last week, shenanigans. The Browns doing Browns things. We were like, we were doing our draft cast league last week, and we were like, okay, what are they thinking going to five and not taking Travis Hunter? Right?
Right.
I mean, am I right or wrong?
Right.
Well,
No,
we
you're right.
were all thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? So so the Jaguars wanted to put butts in the seats, get Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the Browns at five, and we're like, there's gotta be where Shedeur goes. There's gotta be where he goes. But they took Mason Graham, who is going to be a very good player for their defense. And
Mm-hmm.
really with Miles Garrett and that defensive front, they're going to be fine. They're going to be
Yep.
stout. But then when it gets to Pittsburgh at 21, and if you see Ryan Clark's reaction, my God, one of the most ardent Steelers ever to play, his reaction is priceless. He just had this like, what did we just do when they took Derek Harmon from a D tackle from Oregon, who's a fine player and is going to be a contributor to that front? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Can we make that evaluation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But as far as Shedeur, there is nobody human that can tell me there are 143 guys better than Shedeur Sanders. I got an oceanfront property in the desert to sell you if you telling me that with a straight face. There's
Uh,
so that's what I'm gonna say. Shedeur should and Cleveland, what are you thinking? And the excuse did you see what Andrew Berry said after they took Shedeur?
no.
Did you guys see?
Mm-mm. What do you say?
He said we like competition. So you drafted because somebody asked him. You drafted Gabriel. What made you take Shedeur? Because we like competition in our quarterback room, and I'm like, you got four quarterbacks because Deshaun Watson is not playing this year,
What's
guys.
up, Bryant?
He retore his ACL. He's not going to play. So he's not playing this year. So it's really down to Kenny Pickett, Flacco, who's about what 60, um,
He up there.
and then you got the two rookies, Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, I know, and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
So VK talked about Shedeur staying on business. I feel that. But at the end of the day, I don't think Kevin Stefanski is going to allow it to happen. I think Shadeur's got to make it happen. If he's going to
Yes.
have what VK is talking about doing that, it's not going
That's
to be Stefanski that helps him. It's going to be Shedeur getting it himself, VK.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Right.
exactly what I'm saying. He's
I
got to
agree
do it.
with
He's
you, is
got to
what I'm
push
saying.
it. Okay, yeah, exactly. Right,
Let
right.
me let me say this right quick because there's a lot of people that was like, Shedeur was so cocky and this and that, da 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 da. And I'm sitting there like, well, man, Johnny Manziel was very, very cocky. First round draft pick. Baker Mayfield was very, very cocky also. First round draft pick. So don't say nothing about Shedeur being
Shedeur.
cocky. Yeah, that's why he fell. No, it's not why he fell. It's not why he fell because we've seen cocky people get drafted. We've seen it, and Shedeur never even had off the field issues at all, not at all. So it's going back to these speculations if that all that happened. But I just want to get that out there. Like, look, we've had cocky people get drafted before. We've had it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he shouldn't have fell.
Stephen A. Smith made
He
a
shouldn't
point,
have
Jeff.
fell. Hold on, Chief. Hold on. He shouldn't have fell.
You got you, baby.
We know that already. Yeah, he shouldn't have fell. I am just now. I'm excited to see, you know, what he's going to do. I really want to
Mm.
see what he's going to do now. Can he, like you said, VK, take control of his opportunity and make the best of it? Because he has no choice. He's a fifth round draft pick. Most fifth round draft picks are backup quarterbacks. As much as we cheer for Spencer Rattler to be the starting quarterback for the Saints one day, maybe that may never happen. But Shedeur got to make it work for himself, VK.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to take it upon himself and everything else. The biggest thing about it, like you look at, Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield. You look at Johnny Manziel, his situation. Both of them about talent alone got them, and that's what it is. Regardless of the cockiness. You look at
And
Johnny
Shedeur
Manziel.
talented too, though.
No,
Shedeur talented
I'm
too.
not. Not. I'm about to get to
No,
that.
no, no. I'm just adding that in
Oh,
there.
you just
I'm not, I'm
reference.
not, I'm
Oh
not going
yeah,
against you. Yeah,
right. You just add that. Cool.
yeah.
You look at Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel alone got into the NFL as top pick because he beat Alabama twice, and one year winning the Heisman, which, in my opinion, still he won the Heisman because he beat Bama. And to me, he shouldn't have never won the Heisman, in my opinion. But that's another story for another day. But you look at Baker Mayfield, probably one of the best college quarterbacks we have seen in a long, long time. The success
Yeah.
rate he had over at Oklahoma was absolutely ridiculous. So
Ooh, come on,
I
Nick. Come on,
I
Nick.
totally get it.
He won't make the practice squad. Whoa, Nick. Whoa.
Whoa,
Come
Nick.
on, Nick. Wait a
Come
minute now,
on,
Nick.
Nick.
He ain't gonna make the practice
Woo.
squad, bruh. Whoa,
Hey,
whoa. Let me answer these
Nicky.
questions. Look, let me get
Go
back
ahead.
to you. I want to answer these questions first.
Go
We have
ahead.
one
Answer quick.
from
Go ahead.
Austin. We
Hey,
got one from Brian. Is
yeah.
Shedeur gonna get the Johnny football treatment?
Hmm.
Good question, man. Good question. I'm trying to figure out what the Johnny football treatment like. How Johnny came in the star and everything. If that's what you're trying to say, then no, because he probably fifth on the depth chart right now. Um, Austin Tyler says, "Will Shedeur be able to play without his dad on the sidelines?" I think he will. He'll be able to play. Now, go ahead, VK. But Nick, practice squad, bruh? Nah, man. Come on, bruh. Jeez.
That's very very bold of Nick. I mean, it's his opinion. It's what he thinks, and you know, I don't think Nick has something against. I think he sees something in his like.
No,
It don't
I think
look
Nick
good.
thinks. I think Nick thinks Nick is very very honest about things. I think Nick believes
Yes, he is.
Shedeur is not all that of a quarterback. Yeah, and for him saying he think the 32 executives got this right and we all got it wrong, that's what I think with Nick. That he doesn't think he's all that of a quarterback, and that's his personal belief, his opinions, all good with it. He can be the practice squad. Jesus. All right, go ahead.
I think that the difference between the three, Shador is very, very talented. I think the talent should have still had him get drafted pretty high, if not first, at least second round. It's just the fact of the matter is, I think the difference between the three, if if the reports are right, it might have been a difference between Johnny and Baker for the interviews
Could have been. Yeah,
than what with Shador. Like he's not, yeah, he might not be, he ain't getting no more, he ain't getting any trouble, none of that stuff. He was accountable, but you gotta carry that same energy in that big time room. At the end of the day, the league is bigger than anything else.
that's right.
The
No
league
one
is
bigger than the
bigger than
league.
anything. No one is bigger than the league. You gotta come in there knowing you got this that energy you give, like you hold yourself accountable on this. You explanatory when you lose and stuff. You gotta do the same for the big people. You might get offended, but hey, take it like a grain of salt. Do a little explanation. Don't get offended. And hey, if you show some kind of character, some kind of character, the league gonna be like, hey, it's a great guy, man. You know what I'm saying? They talk. And I bet you any money, got the one team to another team to another team.
Yeah. Oh
Oh, we
yeah.
get Shador.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna we gotta get somebody else. I mean, way to the
Oh
fifth
yeah.
round. And for our team, and I got chose words for them
We'll
later.
get to our team
We'll
in a
get to
minute.
that.
We get to
But
that a little later.
oh yeah, we'll get to that later. I got some choice words, but at the same time, for all them teams, but at the same time, you look at like he played it wrong. If you
That's
play it right, if you don't get drafted the first, you at least are early second. That's just straight up, man. I just still can't believe that some of these quarterbacks were before him. Even a Dylan Gabriel.
Gabriel. Yeah.
I
GP,
mean,
finish it out, bro.
Finish it out. Well, when we were doing our draft cast Thursday night, which I thoroughly enjoyed, Jordan Taylor, Holden Lee, you guys, us three, it was immaculate. It was great, and it was fun to be a part of. And remember, I forgot which one of y'all kicked it and said that the Giants had traded back into the first round. I just want to say unequivocally for the record, I have no issue with Jackson Dart. I liked him coming into this draft. I think he's going to do good things at the NFL level. I think he's got a great tutor in Brian Dable.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem. But with Shador being on the board, look, I guess I'm unapologetic when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. I think this kid, accuracy means a lot to me when I need a quarterback. I need a quarterback that can consistently get the ball to his receivers. And he did that in great fashion at Colorado and prior at Jackson State. So Spencer, Shador really manifested his career and really crafted it well. You look at him and say, I'm looking at this comment, and I don't know if you want to touch this. I know you just posted it, Jared. VK, you want it?
I
I'm waiting for you to finish. Go
go
ahead.
finish,
Okay, because
George. I want it though.
put it back up.
I'm gonna put it back up. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
Okay, put it
Put it
back
back
up
up.
because I actually have something to say on that. Um, if you can, because I really want to just read it because I don't want to be emotional. So the thing I want to say, look, there are two African Americans on this show, and that's you two guys. I am a Caucasian. We all think alike. We are blood. We are brothers in blood, right? So he's saying that black people are afraid. It sounds like he's inferring that there's fear for calling it racism. But the problem is, why are we calling it racism? What I need a response from you, Spencer Clark. I need to know what makes you say it. Look, Dion raised his son great. He didn't. Shador is not flamboyant like Dion. I think we all can agree on that.
He's
He doesn't
flamboyant.
wear a
He,
mi-
he's
he doesn't
flashy.
wear a mi- huh?
He's flashy. He
He
got
is, but
chains.
not. He's not Dion flashing. Dion wore 5,000 pounds of jewelry. Shedeur didn't.
Yeah, he got
Okay,
chains. He got watches.
he
Yeah,
got
he got
yeah,
it.
but not
He
yeah, but
got it.
Dion loaded. Dion looked like Flavor. Not Flavor. Who's your boy that used to wear all that jewelry? I forgot the rapper. Was it Easy E? I
You
Not
might
on
be
forgot.
Easy
talking
E
about
God,
for sure. It
you
wasn't
might be
Easy
talking
E.
about Rakim. You might be talking about Eric
that's
B and
him.
Rakim.
There you go. Thank you. I couldn't. I was searching. Thanks, VK. I appreciate that. That's why we do so well together. Um, but Dion being a black father, an African American, raising his son, to succeed and saying, "Don't make the same mistakes I did." But Dion is a Hall of Famer, and there is one columnist that said Deion Sanders is the greatest football player ever to live. Wrong answer. Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, I said it because he made that argument at Shaquille O'Neal, and then looked at him and said, he picked his drink up and said, "Man, what it? I just want to make sure
Hey,
ain't nothing heavy in
who's
there."
hating on Dion? Who's hating on Dion? No one hating on Dion. We could
Excuse me,
disagree with things he's done, but we're not hating on Dion.
I
Mister
feel like
Mister.
this guy is spinning tops, bro. I think this guy is spinning a top and looking for a spot to land. VK, here you
Let
go,
me
bro.
let
If
me,
you
let me,
want to
let me
get it,
let me get this, Mister
go
Clark.
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm one of the biggest Deion Sanders fans on this panel. I followed Dion when he was at Florida State, the Atlanta Falcons, and my favorite team, the Atlanta Braves, the only team I root for in Georgia. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm one of the I'm one of Dion's biggest fans, and this guy here has done a lot of great things in his life. All right, we said it earlier. If you go back to the show, sir, what I was saying about Dion, I said the fact that
Oh,
Dion
we're
did a
not
great
we're
job.
not supporting Dion. This dude hasn't
Oh, this dude,
this dude
look,
hasn't
look,
watched
look.
many shows with this and
Look,
that.
look. You need to go back and listen to what we said. All right, we said, even I said it. He is set up great for his son in the past. Set him up for success. I love that. But there's sometimes you have to look at things. Mr. Clark, I'm gonna tell you this right now. This ain't chess. This ain't checkers, dude. It's chess. It is chess we're playing right now. You know what I'm saying? And the
Hold
thing
on.
is, when we
Hold on, partner. Hold on. Cause I'm wanting this dude to troll. Now we bashing his son? We bashing his son? No, we not. No one has bashed his son, Spencer Clark. Not me, not VK, not GP. No one has bashed his son. No one has said a bad thing about him at all on this show.
He's
Okay,
just trying
let's
to.
get
I
that
think he's
straight.
trying,
Hold on, Chief.
guys.
Hold on. Let's get that
Okay,
straight. No one bashed him.
exactly.
No one bashed Dion. I didn't say nothing bad about Dion. None of us did. So let's get that straight right now.
Nope.
Let's get that straight. Okay. Now we can sit
No.
here if we want to get all into it. I could have sat here and said I believe everything that happened with the NFL executives, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. I sat here and said the man should have got drafted in the first round. I
here's
sat here and said the man one of the best quarterbacks in college football. So where the hell
Mr.
we bashing him at? Where the
Mr.
hell we
Clark.
bashing Dion at for being a good father?
Mr. Clark, here's the thing I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Clark. If you're a black African American man and you are up for a six-figure job, and you got all the qualities. You got your degree, you got your experience, all this stuff.
Oh, I'm not being defensive.
And you
I'm sta-
and you
I'm stating facts, buddy.
this is
Nobody being
this is
defensive. I'm stating
this is
facts.
we're stating facts, dude. All I'm gonna ask you this as a black man, you up for a six-figure job, and you got calm down, Jared. I got it.
I'm good. I'm
I
calm.
got it.
Trust me. I'm good.
Look,
I'm good.
look, you have a six-figure job. You have
Go
all the
ahead,
qualities.
VK. Let it fly, baby. I already know.
And then on top of that, you're going against a couple candidates. One of them, a little bit Caucasian, one of them maybe Spanish, has the same kind of resume. Now, you go into the interview and stuff like that. Now, you would have to go in a mentality of, okay, I gotta dress right. I gotta come in thinking that I'm very, very smart, that I can go do this and do what I gotta do and handle my business and get this job. Because I know 9 times out of 10, I might not get it. So I got to go all out to try to get it. Do enough to not, kiss up too much, but do enough that I can know this job, that I want this job, all this other stuff. You have to go at things in a certain way. And that's what we're saying. Because what if you don't get that six-figure job? Oh, it's all on the white man and stuff like that. It's the fact of the matter
You can
is
stand
that
on your facts.
dude,
That's cool, Spencer.
that's
We ain't
that's
got a
cool.
problem with that. Stand on
We
your
ain't got no
facts.
problem, dude. You stay what you're saying, and it's your opinion you think is racist, but at the same time, it's just not checkers, dude. There's a way, like Tupac said before. If you know how, if you, there is a rules to the game. If you follow the rules and everything else, you can play the game. And that's what you gotta do. Dion and Dion, I'm not knocking him. He's
What's up,
doing
Coach
great
Sprunk?
things. But Dion and Shedeur didn't play the game right. When it came down to it, you have to play the game. If you don't, you will get burned. That's my facts, sir. And that's straight facts. And I'm not being defensive, sir. I'm a black African American man, 19 years in sports media. And I had to deal with a lot of hell.
Okay. Now that VK said
Uh,
that, Jared, can I have the floor?
It's
man.
Now
back to
that
you, man.
VK's made his
Back to
point,
you, and
as
then we're
a
gonna move on. We're gonna take a commercial break.
okay, as a Caucasian, I
Spencer,
am
we still love
greatly
you, bro.
offended by this guy. I am greatly offended by what this man is accusing us of. That bothers me as a Caucasian because now you're trying to infer some other stuff, some underbelly stuff, which I don't
What
like,
did he
and
do?
I
I don't
see right.
understand. We bashing. That's all.
There's a lot of underbelly stuff, JB, that he's inferring, and I see it as a Caucasian, and I'm like, no, bro, that's not us. It's not. You don't know us. If you don't watch the show, don't speak to what you don't know about the us three people. We have busted our
I'm glad
tail,
he
our
watching the
ass.
show, though. I'm glad he watching the show.
Huh? Oh, me too.
I wanted to
And
continue watching.
listen,
Yeah.
no doubt, because what he's going to get every week is hard hitting opinions,
Mm-hmm.
and when we have to throw facts to back our opinions up, we're going to do it. We do it every week.
Every week.
All right, and it bothers me that the inferences that he's making is gross. It's grossly inaccurate,
It's like
and
this. It's like I had a conversation with VK. If people feel that it's racism, then okay, they feel that way.
so
If
be.
others don't, then they don't. That's just it. I don't think
And
it was
see,
racism.
it's a
Go
it's
ahead.
a fine JB. It's a fine line, brother. When you go there, you can't walk that back.
Mm-hmm.
There is no walking it back. You know
Agreed.
that. I know that. And that's why the three of us, as proud members of the Hash It Out show and proud members of sports media, you know, we're not going to be stupid and just really just flail away and throw darts at a board and say, yeah, it's right. No, that's not our character. Know us, learn about us, watch us every week, Spencer Clark. We invite you to watch us every week. We do 2 shows a week. During football season, it's 3. We invite you to be a part of our show. We like the back and forth, but those comments, sir, we completely disagree. And they were very egregious, JB. And with that, take us out.
It's all good. We're gonna take a commercial break. We come back. We had some. We had a prank call on Shedeur. I guess I'm gonna bash him on the prank call too. We'll be right back here
Yeah.
on the Hash It Out Show.
Hi, I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team. And
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504 301 8353.
Hey y'all, this is Jen Hale from Fox Sports. You're watching the Hash It Out Show with JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones, and George Peppis.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504 940 7552.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by George Peppers and VK Jones. And on day 2 of the NFL draft, Shedeur Sanders got a call. And the guy said, "Hey, this is Mickey Loomis. We're looking to draft you, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer." And hung up on Shedeur. It was a prank call. Shedeur went and got another phone just for the draft and gave it out to the NFL teams. So you heard Shedeur say, "Well, how did this dude get this number?" He said, "I only gave it to the NFL teams. How did this dude get this number?" Well, come to find out, this guy's name is Jeff Ulbrich. He is the son of the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jed Ulbrich. So he's a 21-year-old guy. So he's young, but at age 21, you know the difference between right and wrong. And I promise you, he'll never do this again. And to me, Jeff Ulbrich need his ass whooped for what he did. Because it's bad enough Shedeur Sanders is hurt and is in pain because he's starting to slide in the NFL draft. He's going through that right now, at that moment. And you want to take an opportunity to hurt him even more with a prank call. He need his ass whooped, number one. Definitely need his ass whooped. He said he got the number from his dad's laptop. He was in town visiting. He said he got the number from his dad's laptop. And George, do you realize with him doing that, he could have put his dad's job at jeopardy also?
You want me to answer that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
So
I thought that's
I
where you were going, but go ahead,
no.
dude.
So I look, I don't know how he got the number. I don't know. But he wasn't supposed to have that number. And Jed Ulbrich could be in trouble. The Falcons had to come out and apologize to Shedeur and to Deion Sanders for what happened. People, you see it on Instagram all the time. These people doing these pranks and everything. They're getting out of hand. They're getting out of hand, and people need to stop. And when people start getting their behinds whooped, or I don't want what's to happen, but somebody one day might pull out a gun or something, then people are going to stop with the pranks. You need to stop with the pranks. That was going too far. Shedeur is already hurting. He's in pain. He probably felt a little bit discouraged, maybe a little bit, I don't want to say embarrassed, but he is supposed to be a first round draft pick and he's sliding. And this guy got the nerve to do a prank call. I was so upset when I saw that. Because this guy didn't think about his dad. He wanted to humiliate Shedeur and did not put himself in Shedeur's shoes to see how that would feel. It was very selfishly done. He needed his ass whooped, period, George Peppers.
Oof, pretty strong words, but I completely agree. There's just one thing. And look, there's a lot of precipices that we do on our show, and we've done it for going on 3 years now. Common sense. That's what we always do when we give our opinions. We use a lot of common sense, and I'm about to extol it right here, right now. And I know you two will agree with me. There's no way and it's Jeff Ulrich is the coach and Jed is the kid. Jared, you had
Okay,
it
my
mixed up.
fault. I got it mixed
So
up.
it's cool. No, you're good, brother. That's where we pick each other up. That's how we do.
Yeah.
Um, so Jed says that he got it from his daddy's laptop sitting on a counter. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. And here's why. Remember, you just said, Jared, that Shedeur got a phone for the draft specifically and gave it to executives. So why would Jeff Ulrich, a defensive coordinator, put a laptop on a kitchen counter or wherever it was with Shadeur's number laying wide, wide open? Why would he do it? That's what you have to ask yourself. It doesn't make sense. The NFL is right to investigate. I just don't trust the. I don't trust the
Let
knucklehead
me
in
let me
charge,
let
Roger
me let
Goodell.
me let me stop you 1 second because one of our guests does have a questions. He says,
All
my
right.
bad to take a sidetrack. What y'all think about this Everett versus Shaw spring game? Um,
Hope it ain't like last year. I mean, that was the skull dragging last year.
oh
What was
boy,
it? 7 touchdowns to 1, I think.
yeah, something like that.
Bro, y'all smashed us last year, dude.
I'm gonna say this new era. If it's not on the same date, the same day as Carr and Destrehan, I'll be there. Um, I know Coach Willie Brooks is now in charge, so I like to see what type of offense he's got going, and I know he's still gonna run that defense. And so like I'm kind of excited to see where Eric's gonna go from here. I know Archbishop Shaw brings back most of his defensive players, but offensively they pretty much gotta replace everybody except for I think 2 offensive linemen. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. Um, if I still have to, if you want me to like pick a winner right now, I'm on the short side for right now. But Willie maybe have things rolling for John Eric come the spring game. So
We'll
we'll
see.
see. We'll see.
We'll see. I
Like
just
my
hope
man
we
Willie,
get
my
seven.
man Chance.
I
If
hope.
Willie watching, he
I
gonna
hope
be mad. He gonna be mad.
man,
He's mad at you, VK.
Coach Brooks, I got you, baby. Coach Brooks, I got you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that traitor over there with the black hat and the Shaw alumnus. Forget him. We getting the cats back this year. I trust you. We go get that cats back. 9 touchdowns this year, boy. Watch and see.
Okay.
It
I'm
it'll be
lying.
interesting. It'll be
I'm
interesting to see
lying.
what Willie Bricks has up his sleeve early, with the spring game and everything else. It's
I
going to be
think
interesting, just to
I think we're
see
going to
what
learn
he
a lot
has.
more about John Everett than
Yeah,
Shaw. VK.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
definitely get a feel
definitely.
of what John Everett has. That's the main thing about this spring game. We know what Shaw is going to have, but at the same time, it's just going to be interesting to see what kind of Shaw offense, how much work they're going to have to really put in the off season. We'll just see how it looks. But
Yeah.
regardless, it's a spring game, so we'll see what happens with that.
All right, George. Back to the prank.
Back to the prank. Now, again, I
Thank
left
you
off
for your
saying
question.
that I. What's that?
I was telling him thank you for his question.
Oh, absolutely. But I do not believe Jeff Ulrich left a laptop with Shedor's personal number out there. What I do think happened, and I'm not a Saints fan.
Oh, that
Again,
was
I
Silas
represent.
Rude. The question. Silas Rude, the
Huh?
quarterback. That was Silas Rude,
Oh,
John Everett's
for real? For
quarterback.
John Everett?
Yeah, that's what that's the
Sweet.
question. Yeah.
Silas, you stand your game. Get on point this year, little brother. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got my critiques of you, but I'm gonna have to see you at that spring game. With that said, back to the prank. Okay, here's why I don't believe that this kid did it on his own. I think Daddy got involved and said, "Look, when the Saints come up, and I'm not a conspirator person, but when the Saints pick comes up, it goes. Remember the popular theory after the first round. If he slips to New Orleans, he doesn't get past New Orleans. That's what was said on Friday, right? That's what was said Friday evening. If the Saints find their way to, if the Saints can hold it at 40, scoop him up. Don't take 7 minutes because the second round takes 7 minutes. Scoop him up and be done with it. So I feel like that's when the prank kicked in. I think there's some complicity involved in some fashion. And again, I'm not a Saints fan. Y'all are. I mean, I root for them because they're the home team, but my loyalties are to the New York Giants. So I say that and I stand on that. I don't believe that this phone number was wide open. I think there's some duplicity and complicity by Jeff Ulrich. Maybe it's a maverick kind of thing, VK. Maybe it's one of those where he acted alone and say, or maybe and I'd hate to think the Falcons would be that stupid, but I wouldn't put it past them. That's the Saints' biggest rivals. And what a better way to stain your rivals by doing something like this?
VK.
Mm. Ah, man. Well, looking at it, I'm not gonna say, and it's interesting you said that, George, that the coach might be involved in it.
I
Do
just
they
don't
do
see
need
it.
to have a do they have to have an investigation? They do, but I don't think the coach has nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
The
me
dude
neither.
the dude the dude who did it was 21 years old.
A
And
punk.
this is the one time I can definitely there's few times in your life as a parent that you come down on your grown child. There are times that you really don't do that and don't embarrass them. This is one of the few times you can do that. If I'm Jake or man, that the boy, if that's my son and my job on the line, my foot is up his butt now. And it's
Yep.
on put my foot up his butt, kick his butt, and kick him out the house.
His ass whooped.
Get his butt whipped and kicked out
Immediately,
the
huh?
house. Gone. Get out.
Oh boy.
Uh-uh.
Hmm.
Nah, man. You gonna not just risk my job, but embarrass me and embarrass my family? No. Go to the streets. You figure it
Hit the
out
bricks.
yourself, bro. Hit the bricks. Sorry, bro. You know what I'm saying? You say you grown, then go prove that you're grown. So that's just what it is. You wanna be the punk that you are. Hit the bricks. That's just what it is, man. So that's just unfortunate, and I'm big time credit for Shedeur to handling the way he did, because I'm like,
Oh
bro,
yeah.
that's that's so ridiculous, bro. And for him to say the Saints name and stuff, bro, bro, dude,
Coincidence?
it just blows my mind. I was like, bro, I'm like, I don't think if the coach ate it, but what made him want to do that? It's like, bro, like you're trying. What are you trying to prove to yourself? What's the purpose? I don't know. Bro, but basically playing it simple, you just embarrassed yourself and you just embarrassed your family, bro. And I'm sorry, your butt is getting kicked and you're getting kicked out of the house.
Yeah. All right. Let's move. Let's move on to our last topic: the Saints draft picks. So I'm gonna read them out. First round, Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle from Texas. Round two, Tyler Shuck from Louisville. Round three, defensive lineman Vernon Broughton from Texas. Round three, also safety Jonas Sanker from Virginia. Round four, linebacker Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma. Also in round four, cornerback Quincy Riley from Louisville. Round six, running back Devin Neal, Kansas. Round seven, tight end Moliki Matavao, UCLA. And round seven again, Fadil Diggs from
Syracuse.
Syracuse. So the Saints had a lot of needs that they had to address, and they pretty much addressed them all. I like Kelvin Banks. I like that pick. I like the round four pick of Danny Stutzman. I also like the round six pick of running back Devin Neal. I really do.
Mhm.
And he got to make the team. It may be special teams right now. He may get a Saturday running back. We'll see. But I think Devin Neal was a big time steal for the Saints. The pick I don't like, for sure, I think y'all know what it is. It's the quarterback pick in round two, Tyler Shuck. You know, got to give Tyler Shuck his chance. You got to give him a shot. Okay, I know, which I will. But I saw Tyler Shuck play college ball. Yeah, he could sling it. Yeah, he could throw it off his back foot with pressure coming at him in college. Just the pros, different ball game. He got to step into that throw and take that hit because he don't like getting hit. He does not like getting hit at all. That's the only one I'm kind of like, ugh. But give him his shots. Your thoughts about the Saints draft picks, GP?
Going from round one and all the way, the picks I'm going to highlight. I like Stutzman in the fourth round because the Mario Davis is not getting any younger. Stutzman can be a guy. He's a tackling dynamo. Okay.
Hmm.
And you get him in the fourth round. Is he overly fast? No. But he has a nose for the football and he has a nose for tackling. So that's a good thing to have. Sanker is a pick I like a lot. Jonas Sanker, the safety out of Virginia. I like him a lot. I think he's a guy that can really be impactful in the back. I think a mentor in Tyrann Matthew and Justin Reed, he could learn a lot in that spot. Um, of course, it's stating the obvious with Harold Banks because I feel like he's going to start at left and then going to move Fuaga to right. So that the sixth round pick, I I do like that pick, Devin Neal.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if y'all have heard of Pro Football Focus. They have a draft simulator where you can do trades and all that stuff. And I did it as the Giants a bunch. Okay. And Devin Neal was mocked to the Saints a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, it's coincidental. But Devin Neal's the concern I have with Devin Neal. He's a dynamic back with good speed. Those hands, man, they're small. And that could be a problem at the next level. You can't fix Joe Burrow's got small hands and he made it through. So but for a running back is different because you got to tuck that ball in the basket, right?
Hmm.
When you're handing it off.
Yeah.
And the defenders got hands like I don't know, like elephants. Um the seventh round pick for Theo Diggs out of Syracuse, that's a depth piece. Um I haven't said anything about Shuck yet, and I will now, but I'm going to join the army. I don't. The 7 years in college, 3 seasons ended by injury, 3 red shirts. That dude is 6'5" and 200 something pounds and can't stay healthy. Do
Right.
I want that guy? Here's what I'm doing, VK, and I'm going to turn it over to you on this. Since Derek Carr doesn't want to be on this team, and I don't know if y'all saw his statements from his church service on Sunday about that supposedly the ESPN reports are lies and that he does have a legit shoulder injury. But here's the thing: he never addressed how he obtained it. He never addressed it. So in that backdrop, if I'm Kellen Moore, Tyler Shuck is not the kind of quarterback you coach because that's look back in his career, where he's had his stops, mobile, big arm quarterbacks, right? That's been the preponderance of what he's got. Tyler Shuck, mobile, he's about as mobile as a Pinto. That thing ain't got the old vehicle from back in the 70s. That thing is slowpoke personified. Ain't nothing there. And then they show this. They I saw this on social media with the throw, the bad throw over the middle at the combine.
The combine.
I'm like, huh?
At the combine. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it's one throw. And one of my friends said some very unflattering things about that. One of my coworkers said some very unflattering things about said throw. And I'm not going to repeat it because we're a family show. But if I'm the Saints, Spencer Rattler, here's the keys: win this job. Win this job because I don't believe Shuck is the guy for this team. Spencer Rattler, I know he went 0-6. But VK, I see some spots in that dude, and I feel like he's got upside. And I still believe in that young man. I would give him every chance to win this job.
He's got no choice but to go win the job. Got no choice now.
Yeah, but how do you move on Derek Carr though?
I'm I'm like this. Like I said before, I said it again. You ain't got no value to trade. Cut his butt. Take the
The
freaking
loss.
L. Take the L. You hit the same screwed up. Guess what? David Carter screwed you over. Sorry. Take the L. The Saints are a freaking poor excuse for an NFL freaking franchise. Some of the draft picks were pretty good. Some of them they needed it. They should have addressed a little bit on wide receiver. Austin Tyler pointed it out. But for the second round to pick Tyler Shaw, I'm gonna give a lot of props to Bomani Jones. He pointed that out days before the draft. He said something about somebody will pop out of nowhere talking about Shedeur. That would be maybe somebody better than Shedeur. And he mentioned that name. And I'm like, oh my God. They mentioned it in the draft, and all of a sudden, who picks him up? The freaking Saints. Really? Really?
Better
That's
you
what
than
we're
me.
doing. This is what we're doing, Gail Benson. This is what we're doing. All I'm gonna tell you is this: Saints fans, if you want to jump to another team, do it.
He always saying this. Jump to
Oh,
the
this
Do
man
it.
trying to ruin the season
Do
ticket
it.
base. Oh,
Do it.
damn.
No,
That's
do it.
cold.
I'm saying that
Mhm.
because I'm a lifelong Saints fan. I hopped off and I hopped back on. because the Jim Coheric days, oh, they're back.
Bill
Oh,
Cohad.
Bill Coheric. Bill Coheric days. Oh, they're back, baby. It's back. And trust me, that
You
was
hop
some
on and you hop
suffering
off, and you hop
times.
back on, you hop off. That's what you
See
do.
that bandwagon
Hey,
jumper,
hey,
JB.
hey, hey, I'm not. Listen. I'm staying with the Saints. I'm not hopping off. I'm hopping off this thing.
The
I'm saying people got a right to hop off. Go ahead, hop off.
Oh,
I
God.
hopped off. I hopped off back then to be a coherent time. That was hell. When I said it was hell, that was hell. I couldn't take it. I could not take it. I could not take it. I could not take it. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Nah,
did the
nah, nah.
99 did the 97 draft ruin you, VK, when they traded the whole thing plus three picks for
Man,
Ricky? Was that what sets you
man,
off with the Saints?
Take it.
man, man. Dude, it was all kind of stuff, bro. It was all
But
kind of
that's
stuff.
got to be one of the
Nah,
precursors, right?
that was one of the precursors. The time that Wade Wilson had a winning record and they took a freaking fall. I was like, man,
Yeah,
this
you're
this
5-0.
sucks.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, maybe something. I'm like,
God.
I hopped off that wagon. The time I hopped back on, here's the time I hopped back on. I've said
2006.
it. Nope. Yeah. I said it myself. I said I will hop back on the wagon when they finally win a playoff game. When they finally win a playoff game, I'm back on. And when they beat the Rams, I was right back on. And I stayed on it. And I'm gonna stay on it now. But for fans who wants to leave, that's fine. Do it because I'm telling you, this is bad. This is really bad, bro. I'm telling you, when people don't make an effort and understanding, we are in a freaking rebuild. Blow it up, start all over again. This is unbelievable. And we can't do that. We cannot get rid of Mickey Loomis to save our freaking lives. Gail Benson believe in his loyalty BS. Come on, man. If you cannot believe and look at what's going on, and not just that to try to fix things for the betterment of the franchise, then I'm sorry, give the franchise up. Give it up. Give it up to somebody who wants it. If anybody want to look at homework from anybody who has it right now, who has control of the NFL, go look at.
Not that one. Not that one. The next one about to pop up.
Oh,
Also know what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, exactly.
I know what I'm talking about.
Well, Austin, I'm sorry, bro. I'm saying, bro. I would never thought the days of the Bill Coheric times would come back. It is back. It is that bad, bro. That's why I'm saying you got to jump, because it's really bad. If anybody wants to do homework of how you can control things with your franchise, then go check out Howie Roseman for the Philadelphia Eagles
Oh boy.
and do homework and see how he's handling things. Because it seemed like you don't get it. I'm done.
Oh,
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh damn! I think I'm clueless here.
I think so. Jared, you must have did not know, right? Yeah, I know I
No,
told you this
I
story
know.
before.
I'm you over this, yes, doing the story, but I'm laughing at how you was like, I hop off and I hop back on, and then I couldn't take it.
I could trust me. That's why I hopped off. I could not. I couldn't take it. When you're a resident, listen. When you're a resident,
It can't stop.
see, no, see, Jared has been a Saints fan all his life, and he has not. See, that dude is a true fan because he truly stayed on even through the bad times. For me, you have to think as a lifelong resident of this city that has not experienced any kind of success at a time. So trust me, when you see the 49ers continue to whip your butt every year,
Yeah, I
do
saw
you,
that
do
too, bro.
you think that do you
I saw
think
that too.
that just kind of make you sick a little bit? You
Of
know
course
what
it
I'm
did.
saying?
course he
Like
did.
when you're a Saints fan and an Atlanta Braves fan, like come on, man. See, I'm gonna say this: George Peppers, you at least had some glory in your life in '86. You had some glory in your life. I didn't have no glory to the '90s. That's when the glory finally came. Long freaking time coming. You know what I'm saying? So when you see suffering like that, it's almost like, why the hell I'm rooting for this damn team and there's no damn effort. Not even trying. You get sick and tired of seeing other people having championship parades, and you wish, can we get one day? And it finally
I, s-
happened after all these damn years.
I still remember 1999 and wanting to take a baseball bat to Kenny Rogers' head in Game 6. I swear to God, I was like, bruh, walking in the winning run of the LCS, you sorry blankety blank blank blank. You know, that's the long suffering part of me. But this year we'll see. Um, I like the hop on and hop off. Sounds like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, right?
Wait,
VK?
you like the hop on, hop off part? You like that?
No, I don't. I thought it was funny. I think it's funny, but here's the thing. That's spoken like a frustrated fan. That's what
Right,
that is to
right.
me. At the end of the day, it's
Oh
a
God,
frustrated fan. I mean,
it
I see
is.
you giggling and cheeking up and over there and all that stuff. It's a frustrated fan speaking out, and some of the
Yeah,
citizens and the residents of this city
yeah,
who don't know squat about football,
yeah.
you know, look, and I can't believe none of us addressed the fact they didn't pick a receiver in this draft. And
Yeah,
I didn't see
that is
I didn't
correct.
see the UDFA's. Like Austin's dead right. I didn't look at the UDFA's of who they signed.
We
You
ain't
know,
got no big receiver. Everybody like speed receivers. Olave, Shaheed. There's no possession receiver that's big.
Ted McMillan would have been a heck of a get, but Carolina got him at 8.
Oh yeah, Bryce Young
You
was
know,
cut.
that would have been a get for this team.
Yep,
But,
without a doubt.
look, at the end of the day, the draft is now over. We look ahead to, oh Lord,
Jared is
dang.
just dang, bro.
Oh, BK, you just getting rampage, bro.
Oh God! The thing is, he don't even he couldn't even catch up.
I caught on from jump. I was like,
Oh
oh,
You are he's laughing because of the way I said it. That's why
I
he's
know,
probably a little
I
laughing.
know exactly.
no, no, no. Austin, he can't
Oh,
even get.
there's a
Oh
word with
God!
I won't repeat it,
Oh,
BK, but
I've
there
ever
was a
laughed as hard
lot
at
of
this show ever.
people. Well, there's a lot of people that talked about Tyler Shuck, right? Well, there's a
Yeah.
word that rhymes with shuck, and I'm not going to repeat it because that's going to get us kicked off. So no, it ain't happening. But that was the reaction of Saints fans when that pick was announced.
Oh boy.
W
Okay.
T, you know the rest.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
Collect
Yeah,
yourself,
yes.
sir.
me too. I was.
Collect
Me too.
yourself.
Me too. I was like, WTF. All right, y'all. Boom. We're gonna go ahead and end the show. We are back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. VK, who we got coming on tomorrow?
All right. Since I'm the spokesman of the Hash It Out show now, more than anything else. Uh well, tomorrow night, this week, like we mentioned, is Region 23 baseball week. We got the tournament coming up on Saturday. We will have two of the head coaches of the teams that are in the Region 23 tournament, and Austin Tyler not stop. He does
Don't-
not stop.
that dude is savage, bro. But keep going, PK.
Go ahead,
Uh, uh,
VK.
Austin, that's why you really are truly one of our number one supporters of our show. You're unbelievable.
Hmm.
You're unbelievable, bro. Continue to watch our show. Appreciate your support. Like we mentioned, tomorrow we'll have two of the coaches from the Region 23 tournament that's going to be participating in the tournament. From the fourth seeded BRCC Bears, we will have the new head coach Brandon Schmidt joining us, and then after that, we will have the top seed of the Region 23 tournament, and I think probably number one or number two in the country right now, the LSU Unis Bengals. We will have legendary head coach Jeff Willis joining us on the show. We'll talk about his program and their approach going into the tournament, and also the big leap for them from Division Two to Division One. So we're looking forward to having BRCC coach Brandon Schmidt and LSU Unis head coach, the legendary Jeff Willis tomorrow night on the Hash It Out Show.
All right. GP, last word before we get out of here.
Well, I mean, it was a very entertaining and enlightening show, and it kind of got off the rails a little bit. Austin Tyler, Jared Boyd, it's your fault that it got off the rails a little bit. I mean, all this conspiratorial jumping of VK Jones and making him look like I don't know what. I don't want to say, but
I
man,
ain't made Vicky look like nothing, bro. It was just
hey, you did.
it was funny. It was just funny, bro. I ain't
Uh,
said it. It was just funny.
it's an unmitigated insult, sir.
But George hit it on the mark. He said, "Spoken from a true frustrated fan." So
Oh
I
yeah,
I
think
did,
oh
I
no, we
think
know
there
that. We know
I
that.
think that I know. I'm saying
but
there's other frustrated fans kind of went through similar as
I'm
well.
going to
Exactly.
VK. Where's the tournament at this year? It's at Baton
It's
Rouge.
it's in Baton Rouge slash Denham Springs. It was supposed to be at
Okay,
Pete Goolsby, but it will be at Denham Springs High School for the tournament,
gotcha.
trying to get some little turf and everything to avoid weather and all that
Hmm.
stuff. So Denham Springs starting this Saturday to should be possibly Tuesday. It depends on how the bracket goes. But four
Surely,
teams,
but
one champion this year.
and it looks on paper. I actually did some reading. Nunez has had a heck of a year, 33-17. They could sneak up on some stuff, but it looks like LSU Eunice and Delgado are the teams that are the ones to beat. I mean, you got iconic coaches and Coach Willis from LSUE, and of course Joe Sherman from Delgado.
Yep.
I think it's a tough ask for the three of the four, but you know what? That's why they play the games. Baseball is a very sprightly sport. It's a fickle sport, and if your pitching is off, if your hitting is off, you could fall into and it's a double elimination. So could they lose a game, one of those two top seeds, and slide back and win it? Sure, they can. But what's really sad at the end of this tournament is that only one team will advance out, either LSU, Eunice, Delgado, Nunez, or BRCC. Probably one of the top two seeds. And of course, I mean, it's going to be a great show tomorrow night with those two coaches, and we get to pick their brains about the tournament and the format and whatnot. And of course, it's Derby week, and I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm gonna actually send pics to both of y'all on the chat. Last year, VK got his wallets fat because of this guy, me, and didn't even break his boy off. Jared didn't even break me off.
Boy, that's
Man,
messed
what
up.
kind of mess is that?
Messed up, boy. Jesus
It
Christ,
is,
man.
boy. See,
I
I'm gonna do to him
I'll give
You
it.
hopped on
I'll
this
give.
betting page and you hopped off with the money, huh?
I
Couldn't
exactly.
take it. Couldn't
well,
take
I'm
it.
gonna do to him
hold on.
I'm gonna do to him what you want to do
I
to Jet Ulrich.
I'll give it 20% this year if I
Um,
get it.
I hear you, brother. But listen, just stay tuned because I'm actually going to do probably two interviews this week. Of course, one, and it's going to be tough on Saturday with Kenny. I'm going to text him tomorrow to try to get on, but this will be the first time I do a derby without the late great Ed Daniels, and
Yeah.
that's going to make it tough. It's going to really make it tough, and it'll be all right. And then Jordy Holberg has had me on the last 2 years on the statewide radio show that he does out of Baton Rouge. So I'll probably jump on with him. Actually, I'm not playing hooky. I took days off for the Oaks and Derby days. So I had the time to use and I'm using it. So I get to partake in both of those days. The weather should be fine in Louisville. The weather for your tournament, VK, is going to be okay. I saw the extended. I think there's like a 30% chance Friday and like a 20% chance of rain Saturday, I think. The tournament ends when? Monday?
Monday or Tuesday. If it goes to
Depending on how
Mississippi,
the bracket goes,
how
right?
bracket goes, right? Because you could have a
Hmm.
winner take all game Tuesday if it happens. So we'll
And
see.
I'll give you one prediction as we close out. One. The Indiana Pacers just knocked out the Milwaukee Bucks in overtime. That's the last time Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to play a game in Milwaukee, and Doc Rivers will be fired before it's said and done.
All right.
All right.
Shout out to Ty Dominique, defensive lineman at St. Augustine. He has committed to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
All
So
right.
congrats to him.
Congratulations.
Congrats to
Good get for
Hornville.
them.
Congrats to Hornville's um girls basketball player Dylan Mitchell, and she's going to play college ball at Arkansas Baptist College. So congratulations to these players as they move on. With Ty Dominique gonna play football this year.
Yep.
But Dylan Mitchell is a senior. So he's going to move on. Other
And
than that,
Correct.
we can't forget about also big congratulations to Wayne Stein. Last week he won his 300 game as a head coach of the St. Charles baseball team.
Congratulations.
yes,
As they're
sir.
going to the quarterfinals this week against Edie White.
Congratulations,
Big ups.
good friend, Coach Wayne Stein.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We are done for the night. We're back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Please tune in. Tell your family, your mom and your daddy, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your nephews, your uncles, all your cousins and your nieces. Tell them all to tune into the Hash It Out Show. For VK Jones, George Peppers, I am JB, the sports guy. We'll see y'all mañana, which is tomorrow in Spanish, right here on Hash It Out Show.
I'm Shayla.
Green Law Firm is a full-service law firm specializing in personal injury, criminal law, successions, and family law. With over 25 years of experience, the Green Law Firm continues to provide efficient, competitive, and effective representation to clients throughout the state of Louisiana and all across the nation. Consultations are free. If you're looking for results, call the Green Law Firm at 504-328-3990. That's 504-328-3990, located at 931 Westwood Drive, Suite B in Marrero, Louisiana. The Green Law Firm.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1-week free special. Feeling drained from the constant noise in your daily life? Immerse yourself in pure audio bliss with drums. Experience a world of crystal clear sound, free from distractions. Discover the ultimate relaxation and escape into an oasis of serenity. Grab yours today. drumsworld.com.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show.